Take two. Thingy.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Canavan and this is my husband John, and we're here to talk to you a little bit today about our son Connor and his journey.
Hi, my name is Nohea Avery and I am the lucky mom to Kalea Avery and Noah Avery.
My name is Kendra Bryan. I am a longtime volunteer with the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation.
So a little bit about our son Connor. He is a very rambunctious 3-year-old at this point, which is why he's not on this initial video with you, because we wouldn't be able to get a word in edgewise. But his story started back when he was 6 months old, and very suddenly, over about a week or two, he became very sick, and he was diagnosed with an atypical chorioplexus papilloma.
Last year was our first time we walked at the Starry Night event. The year before, in 2018, we were kind of in the thick of treatment with both of our kids. We were living in the hospital most of the time. Our son was in a very, very strong, high-dose protocol of chemo, and we were sort of just kind of, it was just too hard for us to even get to be at the walk. And so last year was our first walk. And a month later, we found out our son relapsed after last year's walk.
Michelle said even though we were so emotionally distraught of the news we had just received and the anxiety of 2 days from now we would be going into Boston to start his chemotherapy, we were overwhelmed with the amount of support and the outreach that we received when we got there, from the volunteers, to the doctors, to the other families, like basically everyone that was there, the food trucks. That was awesome too. It was great just to see the community come together and support all these brain tumor survivors, the eternal stars, everyone that was there.
I think Starry Night is a really, really beautiful and important event for my family and for so many other families. It is a night where everyone can be gathered together, whether it's virtually or live. But you come together and you just can see the impact that not only brain tumors has had on the families, but also what Starry Night and what PBTF, the impact that those things have had on the families in a positive way.
The most inspiring part about Starry Night for me is also my favorite part of Starry Night, the lantern ceremony. That is when we are all focused on what's happening. The lanterns are being lit in honor of our eternal stars. And it's nothing but silence.
It's heartbreaking, and you see the families up there coming together and supporting each other. And then you see all the yellow lanterns lighting, and it's emotional because you know that all those yellow lanterns, they've gone through what you've gone through. They're going through treatment. They're going through the effects of treatment, the side effects that occur long after treatment even. and you can feel for those families because you yourself have been in it. And then you see the white lanterns lit up, and you realize there's so many people out there who are willing to also help and advocate.
Lantern ceremony is a very emotional time of the walk. Just seeing all the different lanterns up there, the yellow ones for our boy who's currently fighting against his brain tumor, and the blue ones for the Eternal Stars. Especially one to mention a boy who had touched our lives a lot when Connor was going through his treatment, a young boy named Bennett.
I hope that you enjoy what you see here. I hope that this touches your heart. And I encourage you to spread the word about Starry Night, the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. And remember that 13 kids were diagnosed with a brain tumor today.
We all know that federal funding isn't going to cut it. There's not enough federal funding right now for our kids and for research, and so things like Starry Night and the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation, it helps raise money for critical and essential research, because we can all agree as parents that our kids deserve better. They deserve safer treatments. They deserve more effective treatments. And no parent should have to hear a survival rate other than 100%. And that is the goal.
Between the first Starry Night and the second Starry Night that we walked in, it's kind of incredible to think of how much happened in Connor's journey between those two walks. And I think that's one thing that means a lot to us is having this walk every year and reconnecting with those that we see every year and checking in on how their kids are doing. And remembering all of those that we have lost. We've met too many families that have lost their children to brain tumors, and every year it's just another way to remember them and to continue fighting and raising funds for research so that this doesn't need to keep happening to kids every single day. Hi everybody, this is our son Connor, and he's the star of our Starry Night Walk. These were our t-shirts from last year, and on the back we had a picture of Connor right before the walk last year. You can tell he looks so much different and is doing so much better. He even learned to walk this year. Can you show everybody how you run? Run, run, run. Yay! So I can say bye. You say thank you to everybody? Focus. Thank you everybody for walking for kids like Connor.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the 7th Annual Starry Night Walk to Cure Childhood Brain Tumors. My name is Emily Clark, and for the past 7 years, I've had the immense pleasure of working with our Starry Night community, first as a campaign manager and most recently as the National Campaign Director. I've been honored to watch this community grow from a small startup event to extraordinarily special experiences for our families, volunteers, and supporters. We are so thrilled to have you all here with us. If this year has taught us anything, it's that we need each other. Relationships are going to be the key to growing this community, and it takes us coming together for things to have meaning and to have impact. It also has shown us that each and every single one of you is needed in this fight. So with that, it's my pleasure to introduce you to you tonight, one of the newest members of our community who in her 9 short months with us has proven herself to be a committed and passionate leader for our little PBTF army. I'm so thrilled to be the one to introduce you to our CEO, Courtney Davies.
Thank you, Emily. Well, it truly is a great day to raise awareness and much needed support for children with brain tumors. This year, our STAR and Eternal Star families have had to face an entirely new set of difficulties due to COVID-19, on top of the challenges a pediatric brain tumor diagnosis already brings. But all of you have faced it with such resiliency and courage, lifting each other up and finding support within the committed, thriving community. You haven't stopped, you haven't slowed down, and it is your collective tenacity and caring spirit that have and will continue to power our mission. Because we are not fighting against brain tumors, we are fighting for futures. A singular shared vision, a world without childhood brain tumors, is what brings us together today so that we may affirm our commitment to stand hand in hand with our families and give tomorrow's children a life free of this disease. We're dedicated to caring for our families throughout their entire journey, funding groundbreaking research that will lead to a cure, and providing our stars and their families opportunities to thrive beyond their diagnoses. Each and every one of you, our PBTF community, is a critical part of that. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up and shining through for our stars. Here are just a few ways the support of this amazing community is moving our mission forward. In response to the health and economic crises so many families are currently facing, we were able to increase the funds of our Butterfly Fund this year to $500,000. And we were able to add to the list of our hospital partners distributing these critical funds to more places across the country. And to ensure that childhood brain cancer research continues to move forward, we just announced 2 new research grants, including a phase 3 clinical trial at the forefront of providing the targeted drug treatments kids with brain tumors deserve. And the community is coming together in new and innovative ways, helping us reimagine the programs that we provide, from our new family support webinar series and digital care package to our peer-to-peer mentor program. We're also welcoming new supporters to the fight every day through our launch of our PBTF Game On, with several of those participants watching right now from home, and we welcome you. It's important tonight that this is a celebration. It's a celebration of you, our extended PBTF family, you, our Star and Eternal Star families, you, our PBTF committed committee members, you, our devoted donors, and you, our team captains. We are so grateful. You'll be hearing from people who represent you, who reflect why we're here tonight. And you'll also be hearing from the committed volunteers across the country who are responsible for coordinating Starry Night. So to them, I say thank you. And at this time, I'd like to introduce to you one of those volunteers. Stacy Daniel has been with the Atlanta Starry Night event for 3 years now. He was introduced to the PBTF by his sister, our very own National Director of Development Operations, Tammy Bates, and through his own personal experience as an uncle to a star. He also happens to be a talented DJ by trade, so please welcome tonight's MC and our Atlanta Starry Night Chair, Stacy Daniel.
Courtney, thank you so much for the warm introduction. Good evening, everyone. It is my pleasure to be here today with you. I want to personally thank each of you for joining us. Each step that you've taken these past few months and will continue to take is for the more than 28,000 children battling this disease. For some of us, the fight is personal. My nephew, Brody Bates, fought this battle for over 1.5 years. He had moments of laughter and moments of pain, but his lasting memories for me was his contagious smile and, of course, his warm heart. If you knew him, you would know what I'm referencing. During his courageous fight, however, the PBTF was there for him and my family in that time of need. And for that, we are eternally grateful. For those others who are here in support tonight, we are so grateful that you've chosen this cause and you're fighting right here alongside of us. Because we know the journey to a cure is longer than a 5K and will take more than we can raise here today financially. However, your support and commitment mean that we are one step closer to a cure. And that is the important part. As you're out there walking in your communities and you're tired and sweating, I hope that carries you through to the finish line. And in case you need a little bit more of encouragement, we would like to introduce you tonight to a special star that inspires us here at the PBTF every day. Please meet Aiden.
Hello, my name is Edgar Martinez, and
I'm Aiden Martinez.
We have been dealing with brain tumors since 2018. Aiden was diagnosed with a PXA. Aiden has gone through 3 different craniotomies, and he's currently taking a medicine, a MEK inhibitor, that will hopefully, I'm praying to God, will stop the growth of any tumors. So the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation has really helped us to meet great people. We have made a lot of people that have made a difference in Aiden's life. We have met people like Ben Doolin, a golf professional who has really taken Aiden under his wing to help him. That would have never been able to happen had we not been involved with the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. Support of PBTF has really made a big difference in our lives. Aiden, so tell me, what do you see when people support you through the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation?
I see in them that they're kind and that they show the love of God.
Yeah, so we really believe that God has a purpose and a reason for everything. We believe that we have really been able to see God's favor through Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation. So we just want to say thank you, and I want to say thank you.
Thank you.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Stories like those are what Starry Night is all about. For all of those of you who have experienced an in-person event, one of the things that resonates most with me is our ability to create a one-of-a-kind, inclusive experience that resonates with kids and supporters of all ages. In fact, one of our PBTF friends who usually attends these events misses you so much that she wanted to send a special message tonight to our stars.
Hello to all my friends out there. For those who don't know me, my name is Rapunzel, and I wanted to stop by and say hello to all of you who may be lighting a lantern for someone special. You see, the lanterns are very special for me too. For me, they represent hope, a guiding light I follow when I feel lost, but not quite like myself. Did you know, in my story, the gold or yellow lantern symbolizes courage? It's true, and I see that in all of you, our PBTF stars who are courageous and full of hope. Tonight, when I light my lantern, I will wish that each of our stars and their families will find courage in their dreams and remain hopeful for a cure. I also wish that you can see all the darkness in the world cannot extinguish the light of a single lantern. So shine yours brightly and ignite the hope of 1,000,000 more lanterns.
spent a lot of time talking about why we need community this evening. But we also want to celebrate those who help make our community thrive. Simply, the PBTF could not serve our families without our dedicated and generous donors, sponsors, volunteers, and teams who spend countless hours year-round sharing what we do and why it is so vital in this disease space. Our generous corporate partners who are so vital to what we do don't just write a check. They actively engage their employees, their customers, and their clients in meaningful experiences. They care, and that it inspires others to care. This year, these partners came together in big ways, and for that, we are so grateful. Please allow me to thank our wonderful sponsors. LexisNexis Risk Solutions, Honda Power Equipment, Kroger, C&O, Mangum Benton Ventures, and Keenan's Auto Repair. Once again, a big, huge thank you to all of our sponsors. We could not be where we are today without their generous support, and we are so grateful. And now, it's our time to come together to celebrate you. For the past 7 years, you've set up bake sales, held car washes, hosted golf tournaments, made phone calls to family and friends, and most recently, learned how to become social media influencers to raise and fundraise for Starry Night, all to ensure that we can answer the call when our families need it the most. Joining me now are a few of our volunteers from across the country, and we want to shout it from the rooftops. You've done incredible work, and we thank you. I want to kick us off by celebrating our volunteers, whether you've committed to being part of our planning committee or a day of volunteer. It definitely takes a lot of volunteers to make this a successful event. Since our inception in 2014, approximately 2,740 volunteers have given their time, their energy, and their passion to creating a magical event experience for all of our participants across the country. This is exceptional and has allowed us to reach even more families throughout the U.S. through our events. To share with you a bit more about these families served, please welcome Mr. Jerry Hart from Triangle Starry Night.
You know, while we volunteer teams certainly work hard to make these events happen, we do it for one reason: the stars. Starry Night is the one event that brings together all our families who want to build connections with each other and forge lasting relationships they can depend on when times get challenging. Since our first event in 2014, more than 6,212 Star family members have come together to support, care, and lean on each other. Even more inspiring, our families don't just attend, they also give back in reality, big ways. To share more about that with you, it's my pleasure to introduce to you Oriana Pacioni.
Thank you, Jerry. I love seeing our teams, both family and community supporters, set up their tents, walk in their team shirts supporting their favorite star, and taking group pictures at our event. It's such a special thing to witness. And then we hear what they fundraised, and it's just incredible to see how each supporter touched by this mission so generously gives back. To date, Our Starry Night teams alone have raised more than $2 million. Wow. And tonight, we add more All-Star teams to the ranks. Post your favorite celebratory GIF in our comments and help me recognize our top 3 fundraising teams of 2020. Congratulations, Team NOAA, Caroline's Crusaders, and NCF Dragonfire. Great job, everyone. I'd like to turn it over to Chrissy Nobrega from Boston for more celebration.
Thank you. I'm so excited to share with you tonight that since our first Starry Night, we've raised a grand total of $2,575,488. And that all goes back directly to serve our mission. It's usually one spark of something that ignites our teams to do great things. Whether that's a personal journey, a desire to give back to their community, or they've met someone who inspires them to turn a donation ask from an impossible no to absolute yes. Oftentimes, our teams have one champion who goes above and beyond in their fundraising. They do whatever it takes to make sure their friends, family, and communities begin to love the PBTF mission and families just as we do. Tonight, we celebrate those champions, our top fundraising individuals: Sam Willis from Team NOAA, Anthony De La Torre from Team AJ, and Jerry Hart. Send a giant virtual high five to our top fundraisers in the comments. And while you do, I'm going to introduce to you the national top fundraiser from Chicago. Please welcome Star Dad, Sam Willis.
Hi, thank you, Chrissy. We've clearly got a lot to celebrate this evening. Despite the odds, here we are together during a time when it's most needed. And together we've accomplished a lot of good in 2020. Because of you all, we were able to increase our butterfly fund to $500,000, providing vital financial support to hurting families of pediatric brain tumor stars. In addition, we were able to fund 2 new research grants, which is very noteworthy this year, especially as researchers have had a tough time finding nonprofits well positioned to help in this way. So in spite of all that 2020 has thrown at us, which has been a lot, we still served our community to our fullest ability, and that's really something to be proud of. And we have something else to celebrate this evening. Check out what each city was able to raise and directly invest back into our mission. I'm proud to announce that this year, our National Starry Night has raised $206,248. Way to go. That is certainly something to hang our hat on, but as you know, our work isn't done because we haven't yet cured the kids. Our story began in March of 2015 when Noah was diagnosed with medulloblastoma. Despite handling the toxic chemo, sadly, the cancer found a way to thrive amidst the treatment, and his fight ended near the end of that September, just 6 months after being diagnosed. So now it's our job as his mommy and daddy and sister to turn pain into purpose and let that little life have a very big impact. The PBTF will not stop until there is a cure for all brain tumor types. This is our commitment to you. But no one story or family is going to get us to that finish line of a cure. A commitment from you and each and every one of us is really what we need. Currently, we're $28,000 away from our 2020 Starry Night goal as a nation. $28,000 for 28,000 kids living with a brain tumor in our country. It's an interesting coincidence. But wouldn't it be wonderful if every dollar given meant one more child cured? Let's use that visualization to find a way to be exceptionally generous right now. When we hit these goals, we're getting closer to our ultimate goal of telling a family that their child's brain tumor can be cured. Every dollar counts. Each dollar speaks up for a child waking up today with a new port line or a chemo appointment or an elevated temperature. Every dollar is for a child who is missing out on critical parts of childhood because they're stuck in a hospital. Every dollar is for the parent who is wishing and praying tonight for their child's lantern to not go from yellow to blue like ours has done, and also too many others. Please click the Donate Now button on Facebook and become an investor in the future of the 28,000 lives that are waiting to be impacted by your gift. Thank you.
Thank you, Willis family. What we have been able to do this year under the most challenging of circumstances is simply incredible. We cannot thank you enough. As Sam shared, the road to ultimate victory for our families is long and winding. We're getting closer, thanks to you all, but we still have work ahead of us to do. While we don't have all the answers today, what we do have is all of you here with us tonight, with love and care in your hearts for the families affected by this disease. And what we can do is honor their journey. We do that through our lantern lighting. And as we begin the ceremony tonight, we invite you to grab your lanterns and your loved ones as I introduce you to the Gruenfelders family.
Good evening. I'm Bob Grunsfelder. This is my wife, Denise. We're really honored to be here with you tonight. We come together tonight to shine a light on the 28,000 children living with a brain tumor. We're here for those going through treatment, our survivors, and the many bereaved families who have shared their journey with us. We're here for our son, Tim, who lost his battle at the age of 22 after living a full life of friendships and family. From his time at St. Louis University, St. Viator High School, and St. Raymond Elementary School, Tim was an inspiration to countless people through his strength, determination, and perseverance. We light our blue lantern not just for Tim, but in solidarity with all the other families who have lost their star.
To begin our Starry Night Lantern ceremony, I'd like to introduce you to Madison Williams. In 2016, Madison was diagnosed with a grade 3 anaplastic ependymoma. She was a competitive cheerleader, varsity golf player, top of her class in high school, and a lover of music. Through treatment, Madison used her music as an outlet for pain, both physical and emotional, and wrote an entire album during her time in Texas at MD Anderson. And now, in her second year at college, Maddie is also pursuing a career in music, having recently released her first single. Please welcome Madison.
Hi, I'm Madison, and I'm one of the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation stars, and I'm going to sing Count on Me by Bruno Mars because the message is so important. If you ever find yourself stuck in the middle of the sea, I'll sail the world to find you. And if you ever find yourself lost in the dark and you can't see, I'll be the light to guide you. We find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends every day I will remind you. We find out what we're made of when we are called to help our friends in need. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, yeah, yeah. You can count on me like 1, 2, 3, and I'll be there. And I know when I need it, I can count on you like 4, 3, 2, and you'll be there. 'Cause that's what friends are supposed to do, oh yeah. Ooh, you can count on me 'cause I can count on you. Thank you.
As we prepare to light our blue lanterns, please welcome the Szymanski family.
Good evening. We are John, JJ, and Rose. Tonight, we light a blue lantern for our daughter, JJ's sister, Alyssa. Alyssa was a beautiful 12-year-old girl who loved cooking, softball, and spending time with family and friends. This horrible disease took her just as her life was beginning. She fought so hard and never gave up. She always had her amazing smile, even on the most difficult of days. We need to find a cure so others won't have to endure such heartbreak.
At this time, I would like to ask our Eternal Star families to come forward as we join together in lighting a blue lantern in memory and honor of your child. As your blue lanterns begin to shine, each one is flickering for a child who is no longer physically with us, but forever lives in our hearts. Alyssa's legacy lives on in us, and this lantern shines her light.
Each blue lantern also reminds us of how much work we still have to do, how much further we need to go.
Now we will turn to lighting our yellow lanterns, to shine a light on those brave children currently fighting their cancer. As these special kids are shining their light, we celebrate their courage and spirit and surround them with love and hope as they continue their journey through diagnosis and survivorship. The Clinton family will lead us through lighting the yellow lanterns.
Tonight, I light a yellow lantern in honor of my daughter. Breslin was first diagnosed in 2017 when she was 5 years old. Despite everything she has endured and continues to endure, Breslin is a happy, healthy, and positive kid who enjoys gymnastics, music, and playing with her sisters. We light yellow lanterns for Breslin and for all the stars here tonight who inspire us every day. At this time, I would like our stars currently in treatment and those who are in survivorship to join us in lighting a yellow lantern. As these special children, survivors, and their families are shining their lights, we celebrate their courage and spirit and surround them with love and hope as they continue their journey through diagnosis and survivorship. While the yellow lanterns begin to light up the room, they symbolize strength and determination. They symbolize the power of family and love of each survivor's journey. These yellow lanterns are a beacon of hope, They represent the 28,000 children in the United States living with brain tumors and others throughout the world. As your room and homes fill with yellow, we can see the strength of our families and the support and love each star needs to thrive.
Our mission to cure the kids is ongoing. It takes the dedication and determination of our whole PBTF community here tonight to support our stars. It takes your teams in your hometowns who work so hard to come together and raise the money needed to move our mission forward. Tonight, we will light white lanterns to show our support for these stars. At this time, we would like to invite Kevin Chaplin from LexisNexis Risk Solutions to lead us in lighting our white lanterns.
Hi, I'm Kevin Chaplin with LexisNexis Risk Solutions, and tonight I light a white lantern as a symbol of my own commitment to our stars and to their families, and to show that I, alongside my colleagues at LexisNexis, will walk with them, and that I will work hard to make an impact in the fight to cure childhood brain tumors. And we all light our white lanterns to provide hope to these families and to let them know that they're not alone. And I'd like to invite our community of supporters to light your white lantern with me, affirming to PBTF families that we are committed, now more than ever, to being a beacon of care, compassion, and support for them. Surround the blue and the yellow lanterns to show these stars and their families that we're all here and we're all committed to this fight, to provide them the hope that there's an army in communities all across the country who are dedicated to building a world without childhood brain tumors. Thank you for your support.
These white lanterns surround our stars present and those who can't be here tonight in love and support as we continue our search for the cause and cure of childhood brain tumors. Now that our homes are full of light, we have created our own Starry Night as a symbol to families here and everywhere that there is hope. These lanterns symbolize the mission to care, cure, and thrive. A world where our stars not only survive, but they thrive and live full lives.
This is why we're here, fighting for the quality of life for the kids still battling. The blue lanterns mean our work is not done. Look at all these white lanterns. They represent the PBTF, made up of our staff, our researchers, our volunteers, and our families. Our communities, all working in concert to ensure no other family has to fight this battle alone. And we will continue that work with you by our side until no family has to fight this battle at all.
at this time, I would like to take a moment and light my personal blue lantern for my nephew, Brody Bates. And I would like to personally tell you how humbled I am to be sitting live in front of this beautiful wall of lit lanterns behind me, blue, white, and yellow lanterns. It's definitely a magical moment. And now I'd like to pass this lantern to be part of the wall as well. As we end our evening together, friends, supporters, volunteers, PBTF staff, I want to thank each and every one of you for joining us, as this could not be possible without you and without your generous donations. It's only in our coming together for our families that we can make the lasting, meaningful impact required to cure this horrible disease. We want to show them that even through this year has had its challenges with COVID and all the other worldly events going on among us, that our commitment to this mission is unwavering. I hope all of you will join me in continuing to light your lantern for the next 30 days. Each day, please reflect on the courage it takes for our families to fight, the humility it takes to ask for help, and for the strength it takes to push forward as they are all in their individual journeys. Together, all of this, we can continue to stand up for them. On behalf of the Pediatric Brain Tumor Foundation and myself, we thank you for joining us this evening and continuing the fight. Ladies and gentlemen, please have a wonderful starry night.